Have you ever wondered why people have savings and others are existing week to week? Notice I didn't say money, rather I said savings. So let me differentiate. Some people have substantial incomes but don't have any savings. How can that be so? Firstly, it's important to recognise the reverse can be true. Hi, I'm Don McLaughlin. Some years ago, when I was in the insurance industry, I had a client who appeared to be doing it right. He invited me around to his place as he and his wife wanted to take out whole-of-life policy for the newborn baby. During the time I was there, I discovered that he had superannuation for himself, and his wife and 3 children had whole-of-life policies. He was on a moderate income. They owned their own home, had a 4-year-old car which they owned, and were paying off a block of land towards building a new home, and had plans for a holiday in place. That same week, I was invited out to another client's place to write up a new general insurance policy for home contents and cars. When I asked for the premium, I was asked to wait for a few days, and then a few days more. I then offered a monthly plan, which they took with a great sigh of relief. They were on about 5 times the income of the other family and had no children. So that left me wondering how one person on a moderate income can be doing better than someone who had a considerable income. How could the first family have possessions they owned where the other couple were renting and had leased cars and were paying off some of their furniture and had poor cash flow? So let's identify what was going on here with the last couple. They were living in a constant circle of debt. They earned money, they spent money. They earned money, they spent money. And what did they spend it on? Well, they spent it on their rent, insurances, food, education, household bills, cars, appliances, phones, entertainment, you name it, they had it. What did they do with what was left over? Usually there was nothing left over, but if they did have something left over, they might try to save it. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of us live. Now let's go back to the first couple with the kids and the house and all that sort of stuff. What was the difference? They were living in the circle of living and having. So they got paid income as well, not as much. But the difference was that they saved first. That was their first priority. They saved first before they spent. Now I'm going to give you an idea here of how they saved. They put 10% away for short-term savings. They put 20% away for long-term savings. And they had separate bank accounts for that. Then they learned to live on what was left over. And, for their mortgages, their insurances, their food, education, all those sorts of things. That became their lifestyle. So let's identify how it worked for the couple that seemed to have everything. Now let's say that you are earning $500 a week. You put 10% away for short-term savings. That means you've saved $50 in there. 20% away for long-term savings. That means $100. Total saving, $150 per week. That means you got $350 a week to live on. Now let's say that you get a $40 a week raise. So now let's look at these figures again. 10% means $54 in the short-term saving. 20% means $108 in the short-term savings. So total savings now is $162. So in this example, getting a raise means you were saving $150 per week, but now that figure is $162 a week. Cool, isn't it? Your spending will increase as well. The spending has now gone from $350 a week to $378 a week. So let's say that another boss offers you a job and thinks you're incredibly valuable, and they offer you a wage of $4,000 per week. The exercise again shows savings as well as spending will increase at each level. So in the example here, 10% short-term savings equals $400 per week. Long-term savings means $800 per week. A total saving of $1,200 per week. The available spending here will be $2,800 per week. This idea will teach you to moderate your spending. Okay, if you're sitting back with your arms folded thinking, well, what about me? I don't have a chance. I'm up to my eyeballs in debt, earning nowhere near enough. Well, give yourself some credit here. You can make a change. It means changing some habits and re-evaluating what is important. Sit down and identify your spending. You can download a PDF free. That is my gift to you. Now fill it out to see where your money is going. Put down everything. I bet most people could say, you know what? I could reduce some of my spendings. I just have to believe that. And I will see some real benefits. I would be giving myself a chance now to get some real goals going and to start achieving them. Now for you, percentage-wise, start small. 30% is the overall goal, but start where you are slightly uncomfortable. That might be 5% short-term, 10% long-term. You're in charge of this part. So let's recap. When we looked at the couple that didn't have any children and had heaps of income, they were living in the circle of constant debt. So they spent all their money first, and if they were lucky, they had some left over, they saved it. The first couple they talked about, though, were living in the circle of living and having. They saved first, and they learned to live on what was left over. Thank you for trusting me with your $2.50. I know this idea works, so go and put it into practice straight away. It can make a huge difference for you. More holidays, a chance to buy a house, get into investments, new car, whatever will make a change for you. Before I go, could you do me a favour, please? Would you share this like crazy with people you know? This might give your friends or family a chance to live better as well and enjoy good times together. Thanks for your time. I wish you well. I'm Don McLaughlin.